Good morning. Welcome to Mondays with Marthie. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you want to leave me any suggestions or comments, you're welcome. So the three things I want to talk to you about today is skin to skin and the office or do it yourself, and then 10 years from now. So I'm busy with my house concert series. Winter series is going very well. I'm learning a lot, meeting new friends, and it's very exciting because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I think I found my place where I do well with my music. It's smaller groups that I can interact with versus a big audience, although I can do that as well. And the one thing that stood out is the skin to skin. I was talking about one of my songs where water can keep you safe, and it sort of reminds you of the amniotic fluid that keeps you safe when you're still in your mother's womb. And then when the baby is born, that skin to skin, when you have the baby close to you, and that calms the baby down and reduces their stress. And for me, I've seen that with seniors when they grow older, they really need that skin to skin. They want you to hug them and touch them. And I think that's a lost art, is being touchy-feely. I think it's just a way of grounding somebody and making them feel safe. Doesn't mean you have to go hug everybody, but it's not a bad idea that if somebody is special to you, that you do have physical contact in some way, because that's how we connect and how we, I think it's like walking barefoot on the grass, it just anchors you to earth. It resets your button. So skin to skin, hug somebody today and tell them you love them. I think it's important. It's not overrated. And then the second thing is the office. Now, I know a lot of the time I say you should collaborate with other people because it makes you get there faster. But there is times where I think you should really do it yourself. And I call it the office. I often go to people's workplaces and I observe. You live in your environment, and sometimes you can see what a person's inside looks like when you see their office. Now, if you see my office, you'll see it's very by the God. But it's organized, okay? And if somebody gives me something that they want me to react on, you have to know how that paper travels. Sometimes I would say print whatever is important to you on a pink paper or a green one that's not white, so that you can see how it travels through the office. It's going to land in the inbox of their table. It's going to go down the pile with other stuff stacked on top, and then it's going to move until it actually finds a spot on the priority list of that day, project status, and then when it's done, it's going to go in the filing cabinet or in the waste bin. So that's important. And if you get to somebody where there is a very long journey or a complicated way, you must realize that you're number 100 on their list. And if this keeps happening, it's sometimes better just to do it yourself. So I am, at the moment, I'm busy with building my website, and it's a very big learning curve for me. So if you see it and it looks like homemade, yes, it is homemade, but at least it is reflecting what I wanted to reflect, and I'm doing it with a lot of patience, and I'm learning a lot. So in 4 weeks' time, I would have achieved more than 1.5 years of trying to delegate it. So for me, it's important to say, if you're at the bottom of the list of somebody's office, it's important to realize that, so that you can put yourself at the top of the list. Take your pink paper and go fix it yourself, because sometimes it's just your own job to do. You can't delegate it. Just bite the bullet and learn what you need to learn and go do it. And the third thing I want to talk about is in 10 years' time. Now, this is something I learn a lot from my clients. I do foot care, and I love talking to them about what I'm busy with and what I'm doing. And then I they just listen, and then I think, oh my gosh, you're so busy. And usually they ask me, how does my husband cope with me, and what does my kids do, what does my husband do, how's my mother. And then I realized, if you take everything away, that's what matters. When you're 88 years old, the project doesn't really matter. They don't really matter. It's the people that's close to you and that you reflect against, that's gonna end your life with you, that has priority. So in 10 years time, what you're dealing with today, what's the perspective on that? Is it gonna matter if your coffee is cold, or if the dishes are washed, or... So I think sometimes I appreciate my work as a nurse in food care, because I get to speak to a lot of seniors and they give me perspective on my crisis I'm having today on my to-do list, because it just makes me realize, if I take everything away, it's just 3 things that happen. How that matters is your family and your friends, and how you are moving through your life, if you're stressed or not stressed. And I think it's important to have checkpoints where you decide, well, this is too stressful for me. Why is it stressful? Let me look at it, and just move yourself out of your to-do list. So yes, that's what I think. Today's 3 points is skin to skin, hug somebody and tell them you love them. And then the office, what does the office look like that you want to get value out of? Maybe you should just do it yourself. And then the third thing is, in 10 years time, is it going to matter? So please subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you next week. Give me suggestions and we'll speak again.